We are sat on a huge repository of really important knowledge that is going to help us solve the world's problems, but there's a communications gap that inevitably arises. So it's about how do we bridge that gap.
Partnerships are brilliant, firstly because they help you ask the right questions.
First thing is, what's the problem you're trying to solve right here?
It's not about us trying to take research insights to them as solutions to problems, but how we can co-create new insights.
They have different kinds of expertise to the kinds of expertise that we have in universities.
Governments actually come with their problems, and then we together help them develop solutions rather than us coming and delivering a ready-made tool that perhaps the policymakers are then not as willing to adopt for whatever they might be wanting to do.
We need to have partnerships with different diverse groups of people, particularly when you're thinking about implementing change and impact.
There'll be lots of charities that could benefit from the skills of research that academics have.
One of the challenges that I face, and the charities that I work with face, is a pressure to sort of perform for their funders and say we're doing great, everything's going really well. But actually, that's not where growth happens, that's not where change happens. So having more authentic conversations about when things are not going well, I think would be, for me, would be a really refreshing change.
We're getting better at measuring things that we used to find impossible to measure, and we're now finding things that used to be impossible to measure and figuring out how to do it.
So for me, what good looks like in 5 to 10 years is having a better connected system, so it's easy for policymakers to reach out and access a diversity of different evidence, diversity of expertise.
Put effort into how you send your messages out. It's not necessarily about doing more research, but how are you putting out there? And think about modern ways, so are you on Twitter, are you writing blogs, are you doing podcasts? Because the world now is about those bite-sized chunks.
But towards the more technological end of the spectrum, there are real opportunities now that are emerging on the horizon.
Even if AI does take over the world, there's still going to be a need for social science to bring those voices together.
I think it would be really good if we can move from co-creation to also creation, where these external partners, members of the public, can actually suggest things powerfully that they want us to work on.